Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Welcome. This is the Jeranism show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the Speaker's Corner, where we speak truth, see truth. Speaker's Corner, yeah, they see through, we see you. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is all on the Speaker's Corner. 3 minutes hit the spotlight. Speaker's Corner, where 3 minutes gets your mind right. Speaker's Corner, where the people get to talk, where real ideas and thoughts spark. This is all on the Speaker's Corner.
That's right. True Earth has a new home. Welcome, everybody, to the dance. This is another episode of Speaker's Corner. We're on to episode number 36. That's a 3 followed by a 6. If you don't know how to put down 36, that's how you do it. 3, then 6. Welcome to the show. Let's hope everybody's doing well. Everybody at Rokfin, welcome. Hello, how are you? And everybody at YouTube, how are you as well? Let me make sure we've got everything lined up here beautifully. We do. And this is, of course, Speaker's Corner. It's going to be fun. You guys can join the show if you'd like. How do you do so? Well, you got to do it a special way. Let me get this up here. I cannot find my graphic page. Where is it? It's here somewhere. Oh, it wasn't open. That's why. Oh, wait, maybe it is. I lied. It is open. This is where you call in. There we go. Work. Boom. You actually cannot call that number. Let me actually move that down so that you don't make that mistake. Let me fix that. Let's do this. Boom, 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 boom. Oops. Hold on one second. Now it opened another version of this. Already had it open. I'm fine. Thank you. There. Nope. There. That should work. A little bit to the left, probably. tinyurl.com/cornerism. You can get in line right now. There's already people there waiting. I've seen them. Let me try this again. That'll work. Thank you kindly. All right. So how does it work? You get 3 minutes. 3 minutes to get your mind right. And I'm ready to go. I don't know about you guys. Do I have anything I need to point out? Well, you can buy, if you want, a NASA going nowhere or going effing nowhere hat if you want. You can do that by going here to the shop.jeranism.com and you get one of these. NASA going nowhere, going up and nowhere with a fake X on the back. It is the one I'm sporting right now, looking very fly, if I might say so myself. And then we've also got the fake X beanie available at shop.jeranism.com. Let me go ahead and stop that music now. All right, there you go. Thank you. Thank you. So you can get that if you want, shop.jeranism.com. And then before, I'll play the app one more time, the ad for the app one more time, and then I'll just point out that that is available. It's in the App Store right now, the True Earther app. How about it? Super cool. You can just go, of course. Oh, they killed him! Good God, they killed him! Somebody joined the team. I can't get there fast enough, can I? I didn't get there fast enough. Let me see who it is over here. Thank you very much to Adam, who's been a member for 6 months. I think that's as long as I've been doing this. So welcome. Congratulations. Nice job and all that fun stuff. Let me show you over here. This is the website, but it is on the App Store as of today. You can go to the Apple Store. Is that what it's called? The iStore? I don't think it's called the iStore. The Apple Store, and get this on the app. But looking really nice. Everything's loaded from this weekend. You can just go video, and you'll see that you've got access to day 1 and day 2 of the Equinox Summit. You can also catch day 1 and day 2 of the Mount Meru Summit, which is free on the app. You'll notice there it says free. Equinox, however, is not. You can still get your tickets. They're still available at TEMS.live. You can check it out even after the fact. So if you want to watch Marty Leeds' production or you want to watch Clara Loretta, click there and it comes right up. And oh, boom, there you go. So whoever it is that you want to
Hi, everyone.
check it out.
My name's Clara. I am,
There you go.
I'd say, an astrologer.
So we got Clara giving quite a presentation. She did a great job, and you can check everybody out there as well. Go to day 2 if you want to watch the Sam Tripoli hilarious comedy. Click there. Go. Don't get access. Thank you. And you'll get Sam Tripoli giving his best comedy. Hilarious. Guy was laughs.
When people film themselves on the side, like every time when California has fires, because there's a fire season where God kind of punishes us for all the anal.
Good stuff. But again, and then extras, of course, includes your watch links, your gift bags, your Telegram chat. I think it also includes in here. Maybe I didn't put it in there. Oh, just the Telegram chat. Oh, here's the Zoom chat transcript for the VIPs. Anyway, it's all there. It's all ready for you. And it's going well. So definitely check that out. And then last thing is, do I want to play this one time before we get to the phones? Yeah, we should. It's funny. So people know I've been playing with the voice synthesis. What do you call it? Not synthesizer. It is a AI voice emulator. Got me for the name of the word I'm looking for. Let me bring this up. It's at 11labs.io. But I had one the other day that I did that I'm going to be perfecting, actually. But let's go ahead and listen to some of it here as we watch a spacewalk. So we'll just go watch any spacewalk because it's good enough. But I think the Rob Navias voice is just great. People know my opinion of him, that he shouldn't be doing announcing. I mean, yeah, I say and all the time, but I'm not in any way a professional, and I've not been doing this for 30 years. I'm not being paid by NASA to do so. Let's see here. Let's just go to this one. Why not? And let's check out my voice synthesize, or my AI voice of the NASA announcers. And you tell me if this is a sellable copy. Let's see if it sounds a lot like what we get. Oh, look at the beautiful curve of the Earth. Oh, I love the limb of the Earth. So sexy. All right, let's check this out, shall we? This is the 11 Labs voice synthesis of Rob Navias. Let's see how it goes. Rob, bring us your best. Rob.
Hello, everyone. I am Rob Navias, the voice of Mission Control Houston. I welcome you to the International Fake Station, and my bad, it's the International Space Station. I inadvertently said fake there, but I assure you that was clearly a mistake, and I do hope you will forgive me my transgression. Today, we will be watching 2 Russian cosmonauts. Now, you may think that they are called cosmonauts because they are not in the cosmos, but that's not true. Cosmo from universe and naut is for sailor. So these heroes, these great souls from Mother Russia, are actually universe sailors as they navigate and deceive. I meant as they navigate the seas. That may have sounded slightly like navigate and deceive, but I certainly did not mean to imply anything other than the fact that these two heroes who are part of the three-person cosmonaut crew on board the station, cosmonauts Valery Lysinski, the commander, and the unmatched Sergei, just an actor cough, the flight engineer, together have logged over 666 hours in space, a new record for a tandem spacewalk team who both were born above the 39-degree north latitude and write predominantly with their right hand. Both heroes have stepped outside the Smedya hatch on the port side of the ingress, just beyond the coupler, decoupler, and side rail 77E. They opened the hatch just over 4 hours ago to install some rather important technological equipment to assist with a massive amount of science and science experimentation that goes on round the clock while on station and on orbit. They must reattach the multiplexer, demultiplexer, multiplex plexer into a slightly askew position, all while communicating with on-station staff back here in Houston on the outside of the one of the Russian modules to the station that will help facilitate the future spacewalkers on their assembly tasks on board the fake station. Well, there I did it again, as I keep inadvertently using the word fake when I'm meaning to say space. Forgive me, and do remember that space is hard, and as we continue to put these large modular components together on the on board the complex, currently the station is traveling 17,315.721 miles per hour, and is 278 statute miles currently above the Yucatan Peninsula. It is currently 4:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 1:45 p.m. Pacific Time. We continue to watch these great heroes, and they fake walk. And well, what do you know? Once again, I have inadvertently replaced the word fake, which the word space. They, of course, are not faking anything, and are doing a spacewalk. Today they have already they also swapped out a series of Japanese experiments that measure the effect of small micromedia road debris hits on candidate engineering materials, and a Russian experiment that has been measuring the buildup of jet thruster residue emitted from the cluster of the thrusters that are at the rear of the Russian portion of the station, again for engineering analysis back on the Earth.
That sounds so good. That is so good. I don't know if he's announcing this one. Let's listen. We'll definitely know if he is. You'll know it's him. I don't hear any sounds. Nobody's saying it. Just listen to his real voice. I mean, that thing is so good at emulating voices. It just needs 1 minute. That's it. 1 minute of the person's voice, and it comes out.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful day when you can get in to be into the Mission Control Center here in Houston.
Mike Fink, a veteran of 3 flights, 382 days in space on his 3 missions, exceeding Peggy Whitson and Mike Foll behind him. And when he lands on Sunday in Kazakhstan,
I mean, that voice is identical.
Pettit will take up the number 4 spot on the all-time list with an aggregate total of 300.
And the aggregate total of 337 and 1/4 days, and currently flying in at 17,317.74 miles per hour, which equates to 317,000 statute miles, and we are currently flying in it's just holy hell.
71 days in space. Gennady Padalka was your commander on Expedition 9 several years ago.
All right, let's get to the show.
As he takes over the reins of the International Space Station.
Let's get to the show. It's time for you guys to get your 3 minutes of fame. Let's do it. Let us do it. It is. Somebody says it's even funnier the second time around. I think it's funnier every time I listen to it. Yeah, it's quite hilarious. So let's bring it on. If you do want to join the Jeranism Club, you can do so. Just click join. You can go to youtube.com/Jeranism/join, or go down to the bottom of this video and just click join. Become part of the crew that gets to use the cool emojis. What else do you get? You get the back episodes. Although I'm considering, again, well, I'll get to that point later. I am considering putting it all back to allow everybody to see everything, and then we'll just take down the videos that need to be taken down and put them at Rokfin. We will get to that. All right, let's bring on whoever's over here. Let's see who's over here. Do we have anybody ready to go? We got Party Poet 66 in the house with his 3 minutes ready to go. Let me get the clock set. Can we get a 3 minutes on the clock, please? 3 minutes on the clock. Thank you. And it's still counting down what it should be. There. You got 7 minutes taken off the clock. I'll give you a free 10. Party Poet, welcome to the show.
Well, hi. Can you hear me?
I hear you great.
Oh, okay. First, I wanted to mention that we both agree on the fact that they moved here and they dumbed us down.
Cat Lady Forever just became a sponsor. They killed him. All right, sorry, go ahead. Thank you very much, Lord. I haven't started your clock. You're okay.
Anyways, I was going to say, we both agree that they dumbed us down. And basically, what most folks don't realize is that they're using teleporters willy-nilly. Like, now, convincing the average person would be a bitch. But I looked into it, and if the kid is using the R word, that means he got implanted. And basically, if you end up buying some cheap magnets, the disc ones,
okay,
you'll see they stick to him like glue.
I have
if
some.
You don't want to do that, I'd mail them to you if you want.
No, I've got disc magnets because we were testing when people were getting the Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho!
Well, why don't you stick them on whatchamacallit?
I'll try it. Usually people don't stick magnets to their children. That's all. Usually people don't put magnets on their children.
But, every time you talk, it screws up. But basically, like I said, you'll see that they drag his skin. They might not be big enough to stick, but you'll definitely see him drag his skin.
Okay.
And as far as the autism thing goes, last time you basically said that my story keeps changing. Actually, it's the screams are melting your brain. I said to you that his first words of 10 or first words of 20, and maybe you kind of took that as the first word, but the first words are always Dada and Mama, because they're born with basically everything's okay cognitively, and that basically they say Dada, Mama, and that basically says that. After that, it's up to the kid. But like I said, if it's in the top 10, if you want to find out more about autism, the blonde girl on Legal Bats worked with them till the mandatory vaccine became mandatory. And the beauty of autism is that they go into a cocoon stage, because the autism basically takes away their ability to speak for about anywhere from a day, a week, a month. And then when they come back, they lost all their words, and you have to start all from scratch all over again. You might want to look into it ahead of time. But the quickest way to see that you're getting played royally, that the guy who's trying to help you looks like a retard worse than Brenda, is take some magnets, run them over your kid. See that they're basically grabbing skin.
And so to make sure I understand completely, and your answer to this is to give the child its own urine.
No, for implants, no. Oh, it's a whole new ball game there.
So but when would he have gotten an implant?
Urine would take care of his autism, yeah.
But when did he get an implant?
I don't know, but they made you get rid of the dog, which would basically be the only thing that would screw them up from popping into your kid's room unannounced. So that's how I see it. I'd get the dog back, personally, if I were you.
The child is allergic to the dog. That's why we got rid of the dog.
Look at it this way. You've been told that, that he's got a leaky gut. But a leaky gut would cause itching all over the body, not in only 2 or 3 spots.
Well, if
he's only itching in 2 or 3 spots, he's trying to show you something. Mm-hmm. And if I'd stick the magnets right around that general area to show you that he's got itchy implants. And they're basically covering the autism scream by showing you, look, he's itching. And you're thinking that he's not regulating himself.
Okay. So anything else? You got 20 seconds.
Well, basically, that's basically it. If you don't mind running the magnets across them to see.
I will report back to you next week with the magnet update.
Next week going, did you touch the magnets? No. I just don't want the kids screaming.
I just said I would update you next week with the update of the magnets.
Okay. Great. Right. Have a good one.
Thank you, Party Poet. We've got Trevor 7 in the house. Trevor, what's up?
Hey, what's happening?
How are you, my friend?
You hear me okay?
Hear you great.
Fantastic. Hey, I wanted to congratulate you on an awesome summit.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
very smooth. Little audio trouble there, but
just the start.
Other than that, I thought it went very, very well.
Well, thank you. I thought so too.
I've seen everything except the FAQ. Is that available to?
Yep, it's on the app now or on the website.
On the website
or the app, either one.
Okay, awesome.
Trying to figure out why I can't
thank you
get
to
you
all the
on
presenters
screen
that were involved with that. I really appreciate that. I was wondering if you had a chance to do the old love on the bottom of your glass thing.
There is love written on the glasses, yes. Well, on two of them, the ones that I use. But beyond that, I haven't done much. We've been getting everybody paid and everything from the summit, but I'm ready to rock with some of these tests. You know, I want to do one. What do you think about if I brought, by the way, nice hat. You get the extra 3 minutes. We'll talk before we start your clock. So what do you think about if I grab like an apple and I cut it in half, put it in 2 mason jars and maybe put them behind me on these shelves, and then have throughout the show, people try and direct their energy, hate to the one and love to the other, and just see if we can even get something to move in the course of one show.
I don't know if an apple would do it. It might. Yeah, it browns pretty quick depending on the temperature.
Yeah.
I've done it with just slices of bread. Took a slice of bread, cut it in half, wrote love on one plate, hate on the other, and then just every time I walked by the kitchen, I'd glare at that hate one and, "Ooh, you're beautiful."
Right.
And within 3 days, anybody with 2 eyes could see that that one on the right was degrading much faster.
And you just kept them out in the open.
Just left it out in the open. Yeah.
Okay.
Just let them, because bread, goes stale pretty quick. I just wanted a quick feedback. I was going to do that to convince my kids to talk nicely to themselves. We all self-talk all day, every day.
Absolutely.
Say compliments. Compliment yourself.
Absolutely.
Don't ever call
compliment
yourself
your significant other.
Yes.
Tell them how young they look, how good they look, how amazing their ass looks, and you'll be surprised what starts to happen. Just saying.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to promote that, man. We're all we can manifest in this reality. We just don't remember how to do it.
Right. I think that's the biggest.
You about ready for some more of these?
Absolutely. Man, those are great. Show people what you got there, because he sent me a few of these. These are his own homegrown, and then he's got these cut filters that he puts in the mouthpiece that make it hit so smooth it's ridiculous. So I'm always ready for more of those.
No black lip and none of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it too.
It's a lot better.
I just harvested. I'm getting ready to try some out, and if it's
shoot, people can't see you. 1 second. I'm trying to figure out why I can't get you on the screen. And let me just put this over there for now. People are gonna have to see my half now. Show them so that they can see.
Oh yeah, no worries.
There you go. I know I just screwed it up for you. There you go. So you can see there the little what are those, like half cigarette filters?
Yeah, just a 18 millimeter cut in half and stick it on the end, put it in a roller and twist it up.
Nice, very nice.
And using a hemp or a rice paper also improves the taste, I've found too. When it comes to smoking weed, I'm kind of like you. I'm at the end of the night type thing, a celebrate,
celebrate,
relax,
job well done. Yes.
Yeah. All day, every day smoking. I know a lot of people do that. I don't really recommend that, but there's definitely nothing wrong with cannabis. We have an endocannabinoid system for a reason. So if you're not consuming CBD or THC or some type of cannabinoids, you're not treating your body right, because we have a whole system designed just for cannabinoids.
Right. There's definitely nothing wrong, but there can be. Oh, there we go. Now I fixed it. Now we got it. Okay. So my son came home for summer last year, and he gets there and he's like, "Dad, take me to the club. I want to go to the club." I'm like, "All right, let's go to the club." So we go to the club, and he ends up picking out something that he wants. I buy him a quarter. It's $100 or $90 or something. And then we get home, and he wants to smoke with me. I was like, "I'll come out, take a couple puffs." So I go out there in the garage, and he's rolled a big old blunt. I'm like, "What are you, a blunt for just?" I said I'm going to take a couple hits. So I take a couple hits. I go inside and go to sleep. The next morning, I'm in the kitchen cooking breakfast. He comes in and says, "Dad, can we go back to the club?" I'm like, "Yeah, in a couple days. What do you mean?" And he's like, "Well, I want to get some new stuff." I'm like, "Well, finish what you have." And he says, "Oh, I'm already done." I said, "What?" He said, "I'm already done." I said, "To your head, you smoked a quarter?" He's like, "Yeah, I rolled 3 blunts." I'm like, "Okay, that's just ridiculous." Now, there is a line that's like, okay, that's too much. That's just not necessary.
Yeah, that's a little excessive. So a club is what you guys call a dispensary, I guess?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the weed club or whatever, that's what they call them.
Yeah, I never heard of that. That's cool.
It's amazing. I mean, that place does just ridiculous business. I can't even imagine what they must bring in a day. There's always a line of 30 people, it seems like. Pretty insane.
Senior citizens, when I go to our club, I don't go there very often because I think I can grow better than they can sell me. But every once in a while I go, and it's always old people.
It's a lot of old people. It is always busy. Yep. All right, your clock is on. So what else you got for me?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to take a look at your side wheel. Did you have a chance to make your side wheel?
I have not. No, like I said, this week has been all about the summit. So
I figured, yeah.
But I was kind of half paying attention last time. So can you show me again? Show me. So you took a Q-tip,
just take
paper
a safety
clip?
pin. This is an ordinary safety pin.
Okay.
And then I bent the one piece at a 90-degree angle, so it will sit on something. And you can do it anything, a toothpick through an eraser.
Gotcha.
But I found a needle, the sharpest point, the better, less contact with the thing. Just set that on your wheel and take a piece of foil about the size of a gum wrapper, kind of fold it in half so you get that little crease down the middle, something to set it on, and just set that on your needle.
Okay.
And that's step one. Don't try to do anything. Just set it near you and just see if it doesn't start spinning on its own. If it doesn't, I'll follow up next week and give you some tips on how to get it spinning.
And do I want to try and think it to spin?
That's why I say don't do anything.
Don't do
the way
anything.
I taught my children was just to set it on their bedstand and just look at it.
Okay.
Don't think anything. Just relax and look at it. And I'll be darned if it doesn't start spinning on its own. Now, you can try it. You can overthink it. Or, like I said, there's steps 1, 2, 3 on telekinesisschool.com. That'll get you in the right frame of mind and kind of teach you how to, you're actually slowing your brain down to get and using empathy to connect with your target.
What's the website one more time?
Telekinesisschool.com.
Sweet.
And there's just 1, 2, 3 lessons. 1, 2, 3 probably take you 10 minutes to read through the whole thing. And there's a couple, like there's some pictures that'll help you teach you how to focus. A lot of it is focus. We're so used to using our bifocal vision that we zoom in on things, but really what we want to do is broaden and relax our gaze to where everything is flat and kind of two-dimensional, like where you can see everything evenly.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a Vesica Pisces image on my website that'll help. You can see in real time if you're getting relaxed because the image will look differently.
Okay.
So there's practice your gaze. And the only reason this is so important to me is my goal is just kind of spread the word about telekinesis because it leads into this whole thing like blessing your water, blessing your loved ones,
right?
How our thoughts, words, emotions, empathy all have an influence on reality. And we need to start using that more instead of just waiting on saviors or hoping a politician's going to change something. We need to be the change that we want to see. And that's psychokinesis is a good way to teach people that works.
Yeah, I think that there's tons of ways we can prove at least that science isn't all that there is, because they are not going to touch something like this. They can't control or calculate or anything, any kind of mental kinesis that you're using or any kind of words that you're using or love or hate. Those things are just, they are not existent in the scientific world. And so once you can prove to people, which I think the Rice experiment does quite easily, that we can affect things and that science says that's malarkey, then they can actually see that there's much more to this world. And then they can actually start to doubt the science that we already know is bunk.
Yeah, exactly. And part of the reason we can't fully understand the realm that we're in terms of science and physics is because half of it's metaphysical.
Right.
If we only look at it through the eyes of, physical matter, hard, only real testable, measurable stuff counts, we're never going to get the whole picture.
Exactly. Yep.
One last thing.
Surely.
I love David Avocado's presentation. That was awesome. The way he talked about the Bigfoot having psychic abilities and
giants and all kinds of stuff. He really hit some good stuff.
It was all fascinating. And one thing he brought up was fenbendazole. Remember he talking about that deworming thing?
Yep.
That's the main ingredient in a panicure, which is a dog wormer, which I've been using for years. I was surprised that he recommended you taking one every day, just like a supplement or something. I thought that might be a little extreme.
Well, he said one every day for like a certain period of time and then get off it, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking he was saying going weeks at a time.
He might have said like 2 weeks, but then I think he said get off, take it 2 weeks straight and then you're off of it. Or something like that. I don't remember the exact time. You'd have to go back and check. But it wasn't like a supplement forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I misunderstand. I should have went back and looked. But I've been using that for years. That's kind of why I wasn't paying much attention. I raised dogs for many years and used it. But I was going to suggest to anybody that wants to use it, the typical protocol for animals and humans is like 1 gram for each 10 pound of body weight, 3 days in a row. And then you repeat that every 2 weeks for about 3 months.
Okay.
That's, I don't know, just my suggestion. But I ordered the one he suggested off of Amazon, and I'm going to try that one this time around.
Yeah, keep us updated. Let us know. And tell people where they can find you. Maybe they're interested in the telekinesis and other things that you present.
Trevor 7. And it's just Robert spelled backwards. I was dyslexic when I was a kid, and I always wrote my name Trevor, and that's where the nickname came from. Trevor 7 on YouTube, where you can find free tutorials and demonstrations on various forms of psychokinesis. Telekinesisschool.com for free lessons, and sacredsupplements.com if you would like to try Ormus, or I also do colloidal silver and copper, and something called Sole, which is a salt drink that's made from Himalayan salt crystals that will definitely change your life. And
Nice.
A lot of times that will clean up problems. Like some people will take it and say, oh, my arthritis is getting better, or my ulcers are going away, or my gallstones are shrinking. It's a really good thing that you can do that's cheap and affordable. And I have tutorials. Everything I sell, I teach you how to make. So don't feel obligated to send me money, but please do yourself a favor and visit sacredsupplements.com.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Trevor.
Thank you.
And if people want to know why he got so much time, it's because, as I said, he's wearing the hat. And when you wear the hat, you get extra time. Sarah, what's going on?
Sorry. I'm on a delay.
It's okay. Come back to reality. Come back to real life.
Sorry.
Did you enjoy the summit?
Yes, it was so good.
Thank you for coming.
Amazing. So good.
Yes, it was good.
I've gained so much knowledge.
Good. That's the point.
loved
I hope
it.
so.
And I love that guy who was on before me. He's so awesome.
I like Trevor too. He's good.
He's great. I put love on my water when I drink it. It's on my water bottle. So I don't know. I feel good. So
Good. That's all that matters.
something.
That's what it comes down to. How do you feel? Right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like $1 million every day.
All right. Good. That's awesome. Did you like when Zach was telling that I'll stop your clock as I talk here. But Zach told that pretty good story, which I've actually heard before about, what if I gave you $1 million? What if I gave you 10 million? And then he says, what if I give you 10 million, but you can't wake up tomorrow? And how every one of us would be like, no way, ever. Just really telling you that, tomorrow is worth more than 10 million bucks. It's amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
We learned that lesson this week.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to think about, because you really don't think of that otherwise. And you kind of think, oh, life sucks, this and that. Life sucks so bad that none of us will take $10 million to give up tomorrow. That's pretty indicative of not sucking. So,
Exactly. No,
yes.
my dad is like, oh my God, that's when he like dangles like money like bait. And I was like, nope, never taking $1 from you again, buddy. I'd rather be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd rather not know than take $1 from him. So,
Well, good for you.
and that makes you happy. But I read a good book this week.
Okay.
This one's self-hypnotizing. So it's basically like to reprogram your subconscious. So it says to take like little chores that you do every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so like say like you're washing the dishes, I'm like washing away all thoughts of like self-doubt or, negative thoughts, and then loading them away and then shutting them out. When you take out the trash, you can say like, I'm, same thing. I'm taking out, whatever like your issue is that you can't get out of your head, but you can use like anything that you do. Like every time you stand up, it says you can be like, I'm standing up for success, and then it really becomes like a habit after a couple times. And I don't even have to do it now, like after a couple days, it was like, so I really thought that was a good one.
Yeah, no, it's amazing what we are capable of. And I think it's good that we're bringing it back and getting people to at least try it, and doing things like saying, the universe always works out perfect for me. Saying that 5 or 6 times throughout the day is really doing wonders for some people, from what I've heard. So don't just frown on it. Don't just say, oh, I'm sure that doesn't work. Try it out. See what happens to your life. If your life gets better, then maybe you should stop being such a negative Nancy.
I know. Well, my parents are very negative. So once I like was done with them too, like that like was not done, but you know what I mean for now.
Right.
Which, but bringing negative people around you too, it's
Absolutely.
so bad. You're more worth it. It's you got to be yourself.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. You're a product of your environment, right? So if you're going to sit around negative people and listen to negative talk and yelling and screaming at each other, just expect that kind of chaos to pour into your life. It's what you're inviting. So
it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
People outside, like when a lady saw us outside today with our kids, she's like, I just love to see you outside with your kids, like playing in them outside, and like you do not see like families really walking around together.
Not
Or
much
It's like
anymore.
spring break too.
yeah, it's spring break too. There's no kids outside. It's just like,
Yep.
I don't know. But
No, it's
maybe
good.
like, when we bring our kids outside, then they like other people bring their kids outside. So like positivity spreads like wildfire too. Like it's not just the negative stuff at all.
Man, when I was a kid, we used to just play. We did nothing but play outside.
That's
like,
all we would do
until you get that call for dinner, and then you're all pissed off. And come on, can't I stay out for 3 more minutes? But I don't see that anymore. I mean, we live on a block here. I know there's kids here, but I've never seen them play baseball on the street. Never seen them play basketball on the street. We used to play wiffle ball hours a day. So I mean,
that's what I know. My husband always says that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It really is. But I just wanted to tell you that. I thought that was a good one. So, and thank you so much.
Jaren,
yes.
I got a book too. It's like about magnetic, like
Oh,
healing
yeah.
or whatever.
Okay.
But it had like in the beginning, like all the stuff like about magnets and like explanations for them. And it got into like how, like if you like hang a magnet from a string and like the one that points like to supposedly the North Pole,
right?
They would like name that one the north side of the magnet, but it's supposed to repel. So if it would spin, like it just didn't make sense to me. And they said there's like a controversy about that. I didn't know if you knew anything.
Well, I mean, I think that the controversy is that the South Pole magnet gets so much weaker. It shouldn't. If you're on a ball and you've got a north-south magnet, then you should have.
No, yeah.
You're talking about.
I'm saying like the way they label the magnet, like a bar magnet.
Okay.
Like if you pointed it like towards the north, like they would say that's the north end of the magnet.
Oh, right, but it's supposed to be opposites attract.
So it should be like it's really like the south side would be the north side.
So it gets confusing because then you're like the North Pole is really the South Pole.
Exactly.
Right.
So and then then you're supposed to use that magnet like a compass to like if you want to find out if your magnet was negative or positive. You know what I mean? So it would really be like telling you the opposite side is not really that side because it doesn't make sense any of. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yeah, it's very confusing.
And it was because like I never really thought about it. I'm like it doesn't like they're saying that north would be north, but if magnets repel, it should be like really the south side of the compass would be pointing north. If like
right, I think that the confusing part is right. They're just human descriptions of something, right? There is no north or south side of a magnet. It's
exactly.
We could call it red and blue. We could call it green and black, whatever, right? And so, but the like should attract. So if it's going to be the North Pole, then that's the South Pole of the magnet would be attracted, right?
Yeah, exactly. But they name it the North Pole of the magnet,
right?
So how does that even make sense?
Everything's ass backwards.
That is true.
That's all. I was just wondering if you ever thought about
it. No, I've got to do more. And there's actually some books in the Jeranism library on Telegram that are about magnetism that I've been wanting to read. So there's definitely some stuff there. Hey guys, thank you so much. We're going to go on to the next person. Appreciate it. See you, Sarah.
See you next week.
We've got Mick Cartoon. I don't know if that's really Micktoon or not. We'll find out.
Yeah, no, thanks. Hi everyone. I want to ask you. I want to share something like the experiment where we talk about that why atmosphere don't leave the Earth.
Yes.
So now when I start debating people regarding that, then they say it's because of gravity.
Right.
So whenever I ask that, okay, so if gravity is pulling all the air molecules going outside, so they say, yeah, it works as a whole. Like when we go upper and upper and upper, then the density of atmosphere gets lower and lower and lower. So I asked you like, what is the last limit of Earth to pull an air molecule back with its gravitational pull? And I asked them like, according to NASA, what is Earth atmosphere like extent? So according to NASA, that exosphere of Earth's last layer of atmosphere, it goes, even moon is inside that. So it goes about 600,000 kilometers. So I asked them like, if an air molecule is like going opposite side of Earth, right? So it have inertia. So according to NASA, it goes thousands of kilometers without hitting other air molecule. So I want to ask them people, if an air molecule is going opposite direction of Earth, and if it doesn't hit any other molecule, it's going, so how the gravity will pull it again? Because the air molecule have inertia, right? And it is going in opposite side. So they always say no, gravity will pull. So, and even a person, I asked him, like, if there is a air molecule, just imagine Earth and a air molecule 100 light years away. Uh, Earth is still, the air molecule still. Will the Earth pull that air molecule from 100 light years? So he said, yeah, according to universal spiral law, gravity is not 0 to even 100 light years, and the Earth will pull that air molecule. So I told him, but the every matter have inertia, and inertia restrict the motion. So gravity is very weak there, but they don't agree. I don't know why. So can you just tell me how to convince these people?
I don't know if there's convincing some people. Again, here's the thing: is that you're mostly dealing with atheists, and I'm not saying that that's a guarantee.
Yeah, right. Atheist.
Right. And so, I mean, they just are not going to, they're not actually looking for the truth. They're just looking to make you look dumb, or they're actually looking to convince themselves. So again, I give up a lot. It's your job shouldn't be to actually convince anybody, right? Your job can be to introduce it, to plant seeds. But I think that we're getting a little bit carried away when we start trying to convince them if they are not listening to reason. And I can show you again why we know it's not gravity. And then, you know, from there, if they don't see that, then I don't know what you can do. We can do tests on Earth that'll prove that it's not gravity, you know?
You're right. And I also want to ask one thing, like, is there any possibility that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin was not filming the moon landing in videos we see, and someone else was filming, and they were somewhere else, and after NASA released them and say that, oh, you guys are there. And it's a weird possibility, but it can be true or not. Like maybe 1% chance. Like they are not the real.
I guess it could be true. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
okay,
know.
thank you.
All right, thanks. Let me show you something real quick here. I'm going to try and, this is very cool. If you guys know, my favorite device that I have is called my Rada Supernote. It is dope. And now they just added this feature. I'm going to see if it works. It's the first time ever using the screencast feature. And look at that. Wow. That is so cool. So that's just screencasting right off of my pad. Very cool. I like it. And so we'll just do a quick gravity explanation here. That if we're even talking about on the curved Earth, right, that we know that we can put a vacuum chamber on Earth, okay, and we can eliminate the air from it. And inside that vacuum chamber, we can put a box with air, okay? And when we evacuate this chamber, so now everything leaves, great. And this is kind of a vacuum. And then we open this box inside, right? So to kind of give you an inside look, we have the big box. Inside, we've got a small box of air. We evacuate this, and then we open this box electronically, and we can decide what's going to happen to the air that's in here. Will the air stay in this box because it's so close to the Earth and gravity's pulling us down? Or will this air, because it's adjacent to a vacuum, have to equalize, at which point you're going to get a vacuum or a little less than, because again, this air is going to dissipate like this, fill the space, and then you're going to have a certain amount of, you know, equalized pressure there. So we know that's what's going to happen, that there's no chance that this air stays here. Now, what they say in their magical world is that they say, here on Earth, we've got heavy atmosphere here, and it lightens as it goes up to get to just a couple pieces like that. So, and they say, well, this is a gradient, and as this means, it doesn't mean anything. If gravity was really responsible for pulling this down, but here's the problem, is that you have the vacuum of space sitting up here. Vacuum, right? And if things need to equalize, then these areas here would equalize, meaning this little particles, no matter how small they are, is going to escape out here into the vacuum. They're going to equalize. But then what that means is then the vacuum is here. And now you've got particles here sitting next to the vacuum again. The vacuum is going to equalize, 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 equalize. And it's going to take all of this away until we live in a vacuum. That's what would be required of their model. So the fact that that doesn't happen makes them say things like, well, at least we've got a gradient. And we're like, we're not saying that you have to have a container to have a gradient anyway. They don't get that. And they don't understand that by saying that this is gravity, right? That this is gravity holding these. So again, we'll draw it over here. You've got heavy atmosphere, and it gets lighter as you go up. And they're saying it's gravity that's so if gravity is holding this little particle that is next to the vacuum, Okay, so it's holding a little tiny particle next to the vacuum. It's holding it down so it doesn't leave. Then in our box example, that is closer to the Earth. This box is much closer to the Earth than here. And if gravity can hold these little particles, pulling them down, then it certainly could hold this bit of vacuum or this bit of air to the Earth with its gravity. But it doesn't do that. We know if we open this box, it will all equalize. And therefore, the entire heliocentric model is impossible. Now, again, they're never going to admit that. You're not going to show this. So, last caller, you're not going to show this to somebody and them go, oh, great. Now I'm, well, maybe some, but I'm saying for the most part, you're not going to show one of these like Glober channels, right? You're not going to go on McToon's channel and show him that and him go, oh, you're right. The Earth is a flat and the globe. No, it's impossible for him at this point. So don't expect that from people. You can use it in debates to try and get the crowd to see it or the audience, but it's clear as day. And we can test that on Earth. We know that even right next to the Earth, you cannot hold air to the Earth adjacent to a vacuum because the vacuum must equalize with the air pressure and therefore gravity cannot hold it. Now, if we did do a test on Earth where we got, remember this is on the curved Earth, we got a vacuum chamber, we got a little box of air here, and then we evacuate this, sucks it out, and then we open the box. If the air stayed in here, that's another story. Now that experimentally shows us that yes, gravity is strong enough to hold this air to the ground even though it's adjacent to a vacuum. But that's not what happens. The air fills the space. So if the air fills the space here, then at the top of our gradient next to a vacuum, then the same thing would happen. Equalize, 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 gone. Therefore, globe equals false. Period. All right, let's bring back on. We got Bastard Chris in the house. Bastard, what's up?
Hey, Jaron, how you doing?
Good. I won't make any comments about your father today, I promise.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Because you probably know more about him than I do.
Okay.
So yeah, I got a little presentation today.
Awesome.
Go ahead and fire it up here.
So you're going to be
a little
sharing? Okay, I think I've got it.
There it is. Might run just a little bit long, but hopefully you guys will find it valuable.
Okay, and let me find, where's that share button? I got to reorganize this. I can never figure this out. This one? Nope. Not that one. This one? Nope. This one. Yes. Okay, we got it. Boom. Good. Go ahead. You're on.
All right. So in one of my former presentations, I talked about compulsory education, and I've heard people, in the audience and community talking about withdrawing their kids from compulsory education. And the tendency tends to be to want to assume the role of the school and to basically do the same things the school does. And I'm here today to present a potentially alternative method and an arguably superior method of going about attempting to provide education to children. So my presentation is called Malpa Robi, Malpa Vigi. And for anyone who speaks Polish, would translate that to say, monkey do, monkey see. Now, we typically hear the proverb inverted where it's monkey see, monkey do. I try to say it the way I do, monkey see, to stress that we should focus, or parents might consider focusing on what they do and allow their children to learn from them. I want to start by getting the idea out there that teaching is actually a misnomer. The idea is that a teacher puts information into the student's head, and now that the student has learned. But really, what has to happen is information has to get out there, and the student, the learner, has to process that information before learning has actually occurred. There has to be a processing of information and a fathoming of it. So I'll read this quote. "I never teach my pupils. I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn." Now, I'm going to shut off any of your closed-minded audience by showing who said this. And I ask you to please remember the message, not the man. And today I'm hoping to introduce you to self-directed education, also described as life learning or sometimes unschooling. And self-directed.org describes self-directed education as the educational approach of young people and those supporting them as they take charge of their education. Peter Gray, who describes himself as an evolutionary biologist, or evolutionary psychology. I can't remember what his title is. He posits that most species learn through play, and that play is a fundamental aspect of learning. And his 6 conditions that optimize self-directed education include that education is the child's responsibility. That needs to be very clear. An unlimited opportunity to play, and an opportunity to play with the tools of the culture. Hunter and gatherer tribes don't refrain from preventing their children from playing with bows and arrows and knives and dangerous tools when they're young. And so computers and electronics, that's something that's very important for children in our culture. Number 4 is access to a variety of caring adults that are helpers and not judges. This can be a little bit tough because a lot of people want to compare one child to another, and that's judgmental, and it creates pressure and stress on the individual. Then you also have free mixing among children of different ages, so no age segregation. I'll talk a little bit about later. And an immersion into stable moral democracy. And that's very tough in our present conditions. To briefly read this quote from John Holt: "A person's freedom of learning is part of his freedom of thought, even more basic than his freedom of speech. If we take from someone his right to decide what he will be curious about, we destroy his freedom of thought. We say, in effect, you must think not about what interests you, but what interests us." Sorry, I'm over time here. I'll just kind of put these quotes out there instead of reading them. It's kind of just an alternative way of thinking about education. And so I want you to consider these questions, like, why do you want children to learn to read? The common things might be to gain access to written materials and gain competence. That seems like a no-brainer. To compete with their peers, that's where you get judgment and pressure, and you lose the value of the education itself. It's diverted. Or to appease other people. You want your children to appear smarter than other people's children, so you look like a good parent. And I posit that the reason you should want your children to learn to read is for their own reasons. And this quote from John Holt: "I think the teaching of reading is mostly what prevents reading." Now, whether that's true or not, it begs consideration. This book called Better Late Than Early. It's very interesting. I'm sure I'm losing connection here. It's for anybody that thinks their children are slow or might be having struggling to learn, it's worth diving down some of these paths to consider that maybe that's not the case. In this quote here, he basically describes that sometimes later is better. Well, later is better than early because they develop it with. Well, I don't want to go into the reasons why, but you can read his book if you care to. All I am saying can be summed up in 2 words: trust children. Nothing can be more simple or more difficult. Difficult because to trust children, we must first learn to trust ourselves. And most of us were taught as children that we could not be trusted. Okay, I got a second presenter here.
Oh, who do we got? Hello, what's up, buddy?
Hi.
I like your shirt. What is that, Super Mario?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. You gonna be doing a presentation for us? Okay.
When you take the free will out of children, that turns it into schooling.
Get space to go to the next one.
Whenever an execution is, it should make you a unquint.
It's a tough word.
I'm struggling.
Unique. It's a tough word. I know. Unique is a tough word.
Unique.
Yeah.
Invalid, not a conversion.
You almost had it. Conform.
Conformist.
Conformist. There you go.
All right. Thanks, pal.
Nice one. Virtual high five there.
Yeah, yeah. Jeranism gave you a high five. So well, that's it. Now here's in Latin. I've only provided you an opportunity to learn, and if you could understand what is being said in Latin here, it's worthwhile, but that's up to you. For anybody that doesn't have the opportunity, I'll just end with this. For anybody who doesn't have the opportunity to unschool, there is these things called the Sudbury schools where it's self-directed, it's pseudo-voluntary because you're complying with compulsory mandates. But there's no teachers, there's no curriculum, there's no age segregation, there's no tests or external evaluations.
Sweet, thank you for that. And Benny Boy, of course, you can cut this and send it to whoever you want. He was asking something about, he wants to send it to a friend who just deregistered her teenage daughter from the school system. Yes, of course. All right, thanks, Chris.
I'll just point out that having Oliver there read that for you guys, if you noticed, when you helped him read, you're it actually helps. It actually prevents them from really figuring it out. It's hard to get in one little clip, but I'll leave it at that.
Well, you know, I would be interested to know. So, what would be better than helping them? Just say like you didn't say that right, or what would you do? What would you do?
Well, what would be better is if the orthography of English was phonetical, where but
it's not. So.
Where the characters match the sounds,
right?
But that's not the situation. So you can run into different areas where you end up with whole word learning, where they memorize the whole word rather than sounding them out. And so yeah, it's just really
like the word unique. You're not going to. You're probably going to do a lot of. He would have struggled with that for a while, unless you help him with that word. Right.
Well, I guess there's a balance there, because once you help them, then they'll come to you for help rather than continuing to struggle through it, right? And that struggle through it is the learning opportunity, as opposed to just memorizing it or coming back for help.
Yes, yeah, I'll have to think about that one. I mean, I guess I don't really get where they would, if you don't help them with that word, they're just going to continue to get it wrong. So I don't know at what point do you draw the line and say, okay, now I need to help them. So
that's where like context, like experience with language, and then context is where I think starts to come together.
Right.
But yeah, it would really help if English wasn't so foobar.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yep. And I will do a video eventually, because I do see some people in this chat that are asking questions about the Supernote, because it is an excellent device. So it's not cheap, but for somebody like me who has nothing but notebooks every single place, I now have all my notes in one place. So this is like, you can actually create your own templates just out of a PDF or out of a JPG. So this is one that I created for myself that I just use as a daily plan, things that I have on the daily work list. So this is for yesterday. So, I had an appointment at a console at 6:30, and then I needed to text Brian, and then there's my must-dos. So, and then you can just really go to your master notepad and have all these different notebooks. So all of my shows are here, different things for my website, different things for crypto consultations. So let's say we're doing an Acid Comedy Hour. I can go here and go to the Comedy Hour. There you go. And then I've got a multi-page notebook to where I can go to a new page here. If I click here, there you go. And so it's really become my go-to. And you can go here, and this actually shows you, you'll see here, you can actually have a table of contents. So for example, let's say that I'm writing here and I write something about NASA, and I keep going, is this, and this, and this, okay? And I want to remember where this is at. What you do is you just take your pen here, circle NASA, put it as a title. You can kind of highlight it like that. So now it kind of creates a title page for a table of contents. So now I can write, oops, sorry, it wasn't on my pen. So now I can write here whatever I want about NASA, go to the next page, and write more. Okay, so once you're all done, now if you go back to your title page here, oops, that was the wrong thing. Press the wrong button. Let's go to this one, and then what happened here? Why did this come up on my screen? Weird. Okay, so if you go back to Comedy Hour, and so you're here, now you can go to your table of contents, and you're going to have your NASA as one of your table of contents. So you can at any time now go back and hit any kind of subject matter that you want to. There's also keywords. So as you're typing again, if you hit SpaceX and you want to save that, you just grab your circle tool, circle SpaceX, make it a keyword. It's going to recognize my writing, say SpaceX, yes, okay. And now I can keep writing whatever. Oops, again, I didn't switch back to my pen. So I can keep writing whatever, go to a different page. And you can at any time then go to any of your keywords. So you go to here, again, go keywords instead. And now you're going to have space as SpaceX is one of your keywords. You can click that and it will take you right back to the exact page where you wrote that. Unbelievable uses. And then also, just one other thing on here that is new. This wasn't on here when I originally got it. They constantly update it with new features. Let me make sure if I know how to do this. So I think you go to, if I want a new, let's see if I can find a new insert. Let me go here instead. If you go to this, it's pretty cool. They just added this. Here we go. So we're going to add a Word document. Oh, wait. Actually, I think it's better to add this thing. I don't know. Let me see one other thing. I thought it was add this one. Oh, there it is. So now this is brand new. You can now add real-time recognition. Hit OK. And this thing is really very accurate. So if I say in here, hello, everyone, welcome to the show. I hope you are well. So when you're done writing, you can hit this little A button up here, and it's going to transcribe that into text. And you'll notice that it pretty much does exactly correct. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I hope you're well. So picks up writing really well, and then you can just export this. You see export up in the upper right-hand corner. Export it as a text, JPG, doc file, anything. So again, this is the very cool. And you can, think of all the things you can do with templates. So if you have a template, you can, I can't show you one because it's got my phone number on it. Can I go up like this? Let me see. It's just my welcome page, but let me see if I go like this. That should be up. So let's go here so you can't see that. And see if it doesn't show my, thank you. So you can have something like that to where now if you need to explain to somebody how the orbits work, what the sun and moon does, what the angles do, you've got that as your template bottom. So you can do lines, you can do tic-tac-toe, hangman. I mean, I'm just saying a million things. So it is an awesome device. It is very expensive. It's about $500. But for me, who had notepads everywhere and could never find anything, now I'm able to keep things organized and have all my shows together. And if I need to go back and find something, it's actually easy for me to find. And that's about it. You got a little drag bar here on the side that you can get all these things to come up. You'll see over there. So there's like planner, daily planner, sticky notes. I can click sticky notes and then my sticky notes will come up to where I can, make myself a note if I need to. So there you go. That's about it. Let's get back to the phones. We got, Chris Crumb in the house. Crumb Cakes. What up? Crumb?
What's up, y'all?
Wow, that's a nice little echo you got there.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a little presentation, but it just froze on me.
Okay.
But you were showing. Well, first off, thank you for the summit. That was a lot of fun. Had a blast at the summit.
Well, thank you. It was a good time.
It went pretty well. Yeah. You were showing. Oh man, I can't. This thing just went out on me. You were showing how voice recognition and recreation can be really real. So I found this program that seems like it only really came out like a couple of weeks ago, called swapface.org.
Uh-oh.
And I know it's insane.
It's getting crazy.
What this can do, and so I wanted.
It's getting insane. It really is.
I wanted to show what's possible here, and also show that it's all over. Everything is over.
It's all over. Life's over.
It's all over. Like what is possible here is insane. Yeah.
Yeah. There's I was thinking there's on Fiverr. There's people who maybe they've got 10 voices they can do, and they're like, pay me this amount, and then I'll do a voice for you. And I'm thinking I was telling Miss, I was like, why don't I just go open up a Fiverr and say I can do any voice? Because I can say anything in anybody's voice now. So if people have that ability, I've always said to myself, I wish I had the ability to do voices, and now I do. I don't even.
Yeah, and there's the ability, and I don't know why it stopped working. Maybe can you go to like the next person and I'll come back?
Sure.
Something just I'll be right back.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Let's go to Plain Reality Paul. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
First, I just want to quickly apologise. Last time I was on, I took way too much time, so sorry about that.
Okay, we'll keep you on your clock today.
If I drop something into the chat, you can play that?
Sure.
If I drop a link in the chat?
Yep.
You can hold on 1 second. Let me just paste the link into there. Okay, so do you have that?
Let me check it real quick here. So the Twitter one?
Yeah, the Twitter one.
Okay, I opened it.
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Just watch that?
Yeah, just watch that. I just quickly put that up onto Twitter just to show you guys this.
Okay, 1 second. Here we go. Let me bring this up. Hopefully I get a good view of it. I believe if we use...
Maybe turn it down because I forgot to get the sound up as well. So turn it down.
Turn the volume down?
Yeah, turn the volume down as far as for the video because I forgot to take the sound off. So it's
take it all the way down or just turn it down?
Just whatever the sound is for the video.
No, I'm saying turn it off or turn it down.
Oh, either way, it doesn't matter. You can turn it off.
Okay, off. All right, let me get this up for you. Now it's going to be this one, right? Okay, good. This will be good enough. Here we go. We'll check this out.
Video is only 1 minute 12, so.
It's a kind of...
So first I'm just showing where I am. But it's going to go to, I told you about some windmills that I saw. This is from 3-foot observation height.
Okay.
And these windmills are 50.7 miles away.
50.
So I can't really see it very well.
50.7 miles away?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see the windmills there now?
I see white things in the back, but I can't tell what they are.
Yeah, it's a bit, that's why I repeated it a few times. But yeah, so those windmills are 50.7 miles away. And I worked out there should be about 1,570 feet of curve, and they start at 600 feet high. So you're talking almost 1,000 feet of
Can you tell
curve
me,
there should be.
if I bring up Google Earth, can you tell me where you're at just so I can really look at it?
Yeah. Go from Grange Beach, South Australia.
Hold on 1 second. I'll bring up Google Earth. We're going to let you go a little bit longer because that's huge. I mean, those are the kind of ones that we need to point out if it's that blatant. So you said, what's the name of the beach?
Grange Beach, South Australia. Grange.
Okay, Grange Beach. Let's go there.
And the windmill farm is called Starfish Hill.
And it's just looking directly east, or where are we looking?
West? You're looking
west.
South.
Oh, south?
Yeah, you're looking south. You'll see where the little footpath goes down. Keep going down. Follow just down there. Okay. It's hard for me to point this out. Yeah, around that area there, but on the land.
On the land.
But on the land.
Okay.
On the land, just there. So approximately there, you'll see there's a spot called Starfish Hill Windmill Farm. Maybe it's a bit further, I'm not sure.
Let me see. So Starfish Hill?
Yeah, Starfish Hill Windmill Farm.
Starfish Hill. I see it. Wind farm. Okay, let's look where that is. Yeah, it's a little further south. Okay. These ones here.
Oh, yeah, sorry, a bit further.
Let me draw up a placement there. So then there's a bunch of these. What is these things coming up on here? Let's put windmill.
Yeah, there's about 14 of them. If you sort of do the elevation, you'll see some of the top parts of them are around sort of 200 meters, so about 660 feet.
Yeah, I see that. And then how tall are the actual windmills themselves?
The windmills themselves, I think they're around 100 meters tall from bottom to tip.
Here we go. It's 3 feet. I see them there. Let me go down here and look. It's going to let me? Good. Just want to see these things. Hopefully everybody can see. I think so. So we've got these windmills. Oops, where are they? Oh, there they are. Yeah, maybe 300 feet. I don't know. That seems a little bit, but the tip of them maybe. Okay, so I see them. So then you're watching from, one more time, I just want to go back out of here.
Yeah, watching from the Grange Beach right next to the jetty.
Right. Let me go back this way. Just want to get our distance here so we can see. So we are turning here and hello. And we're going windmill up to here. And we are going, you said?
Yeah, around there somewhere. Yeah, Grange Beach, and then right next to the jetty on the beach.
Let me see where Grange Beach is again. I lost it. GR.
Sorry.
No, that's my bad. I should have marked it. Okay, there we go. Let's go search here. There we go.
Yeah, you'll see like Henley Beach, Glenelg, and stuff next to it there.
Yeah, okay, I see Grange Beach. So then, about how high up were you? You said you're 3 feet?
I was right next to the jetty, and then basically right on the water. And then my camera was just on like the second rung of the camera, so about 3 feet high.
Okay, so we're looking at about 50 miles even. If people want to see this, I don't know if you can see that. It might not be zoomed in enough, but 49.96 miles. So we'll say 50. We'll go ahead and save that.
Okay. If you go to the further ones, they are just beyond 50.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's from 3 feet high, and that's 50 miles away.
So we're going to bring up the curve calculator right now. We'll go ahead and use the Metabunk one. It's got a little bit more detail for us. Let me bring this over. So we've got Metabunk curve calculator, and we are looking at distance in miles 50 with a viewer height at 3, but let's just go ahead and leave it 6. Give the globe every bit we can. We want to look advanced, and we've got refracted hidden of 1,249 feet. So again, we were looking at 600 feet of elevation, and then the height of the windmills themselves, which, let's say it's 300 anyway. So we're looking at the very tip top of those would be 900 feet, which means that alone should be another 300 feet. That's if you're using standard refraction anyway. So that is definitely.
But you can.
Good.
You can tell that you're seeing land underneath the windmills, so you're definitely seeing the entire windmills. But there are days when I go out there and those windmills are half covered by water. So
right, and then the other thing is we've seen what happens. So let me just show you this real quick. If I can bring this up, let me bring these up real quick. Give me 1 second, just to show one other thing. Where is the shoot? I don't know why this thing always does this. There. Okay, good. So I just wanted to show you this here, and let's go with this one. Just trying to bring up a video I showed the other day. I just don't remember where it is. Is it in here? I'm looking for the video that has Mick West doing the. I know it's in.
The one where he's doing the skyline from the city skyline.
In the fish tank, right?
Fish tank.
Yeah. So let me see if I've got it in here. I should have it. I don't know why it's not there. Yeah, there it is. Wait, flatter. Where's flatter tests? All right, let me just look it up on YouTube. It's easier. Thought I had it saved, but I don't see it. So YouTube, if you go to flatter tests, Brian's his name. He does some good work. Let's go flat earth tests. And there he is. And he's got the video here called, let's find it. It is called, where is it? It's the spherical S? No, not that one. Nope. It's in here somewhere. Hold on. There we go. This one. Okay, so I'll bring this up for you.
But refraction just makes it worse. Refraction in the air makes distant things appear slightly higher.
Yep.
You mean like the ground?
So when we show globers horizons that are way further than theirs, he moves it over to the middle.
Basically, if they're showing
It's trying to get bend around the ramp.
image, it doesn't raise it.
Say again.
This is basically showing you the refraction generally drops the image. It doesn't raise the image.
Right. And these guys, they just have to lie because they're not going to tell you that. But if you're looking at these two images side by side, and when he lowers it and raises it, you'll notice that what happens is that the city compresses, right? It makes it, it takes everything and kind of moves it very small and short. Well, then the deal with that is that you're losing the bottom. But if you just had windmills here, you would just see the tops of them because they're going to be shrunk or squished or compressed even less. So
yeah, for sure.
And this just shows that yes, the things in the background drop. They're trying to tell you that they rise, which again we don't see.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, we don't see that. So anyway, going back to you. Thank you for that. That was great and a great observation.
Sorry, Yeah, there was one last point. Like if you go to the very last part of the video, which is went into the sunset time lapse.
I see it.
I want to run by and see what you think of this. Now, see how there's the clouds, right? Okay. Oh God, someone's trying to ring me. Let me just define that.
Okay, so I was just thinking when I was watching this, it just sort of dawned on me. I'm like, well, there's clouds right on the horizon, right?
Right.
So you can see that there's clouds right on the horizon. When the sun drops below the horizon on the globe model, why then at some point do we not see light bending up and around and underneath those clouds?
Right. Totally. Absolutely. 100%.
Does that make sense to you?
100%. Yep. Like that light there, if it's down below those clouds, and actually I've got a better video of it. I was just looking at it today. Let me go here.
Yeah. So right on the horizon, there is clouds there. So at some point, the sun should drop to a point where light should shine up and underneath all of those clouds, and you should see the very lowest part of those clouds illuminated.
Yep. Let me see if I have this. Is this what I have? Dark Horizon. I can't remember what I was searching for earlier today. Yeah. So this is. I had some videos I was looking at today. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, this one here. So this video I just saw today. I was looking for something for that ad for the app, looking for a scene. And I noticed this one. So watch this one here. You've got clearly these clouds. If this sun's going to drop here, we've got an opening here that the light from the sun underneath the earth is going to light the underneath of these clouds. But watch. The sun goes down, goes down, goes down. Look at this. There's no lighting under. Look at this. This is clearly under, should be lighting the bottom of those clouds. But what happens? The sun just goes away. So
yeah. But I think you'll see that there are times when
there is times when it happens. Yeah, there's times when it happens. I'm just saying it should be every time.
Yeah, it should be, definitely. But what I'm suggesting is that even the clouds that are right on the very tip of the horizon should at some stage, the light should bend up and underneath them.
Yes, always.
If the sun has dropped below the horizon and going around a ball, and they say that the light will bend and refract, I mean, what's the amount? Is it Mount Canigou?
Yep.
How they say, well, that's actually like, 1 degree below the horizon and it's all being lifted up and the light's being shone up and around, et cetera, et cetera. Well, then that should have the same effect on those clouds. Right on the horizon, there's light should be coming right up underneath them.
I would think so, yes. Let's check this one.
So, yeah, I just thought I'd quickly show that as well and just sort of get your idea on that.
And I forgot if it was Edward Henry or one of them said something that's always stuck with me. He said, if the earth were a globe as we're told, then you would have a house somewhere that exists on a hill where the sun would set and would send light rays through the window and onto the ceiling of the house, which has never been seen ever.
No, that's true. Plus, I've got I did another quick little video while I was filming some boats and stuff. And you know how Taboo Conspiracy, he had that architect say, well, you should see the shadow coming up.
Right.
As it drops, you should see the shadow go higher and higher and higher. So I filmed where a tree is shining a shadow onto a house, and that shadow doesn't raise.
Right. I was going to say it's not above it. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. The shadow is not going higher and higher and higher. It just kind of like gets to the one point around the same level as what the actual tree is, and it just stays there.
Yeah, no, I think there's evidence everywhere, and all these things show it. And yeah, again, are you going to see sometimes where the bottom of the clouds looks like they're lit? Yeah, but we've seen Rob Skiba show how that's possible as well. Because a lot of people don't realize that everything is local, right? It's like when we see these beautiful colors in the sky, they're not for the people that are standing underneath the sun, right? They're just from your perspective looking at the sun setting. You have to remember that sun is still above somebody's head, and they're not seeing the red and the pinks and the beautiful, they don't see these red clouds, for example. If you're standing right at this end, you look up, you don't see the red clouds. It's just a observation from your point of view here.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, anything else for us?
No, that's it. I better go. That's been more than enough time. Thanks a lot.
Have a good one. All right. Let's
no worries. Take care.
Back off here. We're going to get this one over here. And there, I think. And take off this one. All right. Jeez, I got to make that easier somehow. That is a pain in the butt to do. All right, we've got up next. Crumb, are you ready?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You might notice that my audio is off, but
it is. It's true.
That's the best I can do right now. So TikTok filters have been kind of crazy. They can show you what you look like as a teenager or a supermodel, but I found something that can make you look like Asian in real time. Here I am. That's pretty fun. Here's one. Hey, where's your mask? That'll wear 5.
Man, you're not coming in good. Otherwise, it's like you're frozen. Do you have a good computer or no?
See me okay?
No, you're like frozen up.
So yeah, that's limit. It looks good on.
What's the name of the site? I've got a beast of a computer. I'm sure mine could run it. What is the name of the site again?
Okay. Yeah, you gotta have it. You download it. It's called Swap Face. Can you see my face at all?
A little bit, but it's like when you move, you freeze. Who's that?
I think the biggest problem is there's a lot of descaling.
Right.
Oh, let's see if I can change the resolution. Maybe. Okay, can we try that? Is that better? Does that work?
What's up, Joe?
You see me okay?
No, you're breaking up a little bit.
Is that worse?
But it's swapface.com?
Well, here dang. .org.
.org.
And it's incredible what you can do. You can do it live. You can do like a video swap or an image swap. And it doesn't seem to really have any limitations. Here's me as Alex Stein.
Oh God, let me see.
If that looks kind of like Alex Stein, I don't know.
So wait, how does it know who Stein is? You have to put in.
Hey, I'm 99 Alex Stein.
Let me keep going. I'll give you some sound bites.
No, you can put any face over
wow.
anything.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Wow. I'm crazy, Alex Stein. I'm go.
You're famous now. You're famous. We'll give you your own TV show.
So it's definitely. I know. if voice and like video can be manipulated,
the world is
in
over
real
as we know it.
time,
You can't even use it. I mean, what are you gonna do in
it's
court
over.
now?
Everything's over.
I told everybody
It's
yesterday
over.
I had to give a secret word to my sister and my wife.
I mean, I can do this on your channel. Like,
yeah.
this is.
I just want to produce all the NASA spacewalks now. I want to produce them with my own voice.
This is what I.
But you need a better computer. I'm gonna venture on that one.
This is it. Clearly, I need a better computer. I know.
Contribute to Crumb's fun, please. $.
Here's preferred Dave.
Don't follow Crumb. All right, I'm gonna let you go. We got people after.
Yes.
All right, bye.
Yes.
Thank you so
another
much.
graphics card.
Yes. All right, let's go with Curvature. Nope, which is a very true statement of his. Let's bring him on. Welcome to the show.
How's it going, Jaron?
Great, thank you.
I made it on here. This is epic. I did this on my phone.
I think this hat would look a lot better on you, though. To be honest with you, fake.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't
just
been able to get it yet.
Just kidding.
I know I'm missing out.
Yeah, you're missing out. You don't know all the glory you're missing out on. I wore that into the Apple store, and it was not well received.
I'm sure it's great. But yeah, I have to give you a shout out for the weekend, the summit. It was great.
Thank you.
Had a good time. Great presentations. It's neat to meet new people I've never come across before, and then even people I've come across in the past that wasn't even down the flat Earth journey. They're just truth seekers, and
right.
I thought, yeah, it's neat to see all this coming together.
Yeah, and we'll just keep doing that. Keep having new faces each time. We've already. I think I could probably announce it that for our musical guest next time we've got Foundering. You know who he is?
I haven't heard. No.
Oh, I got to bring up a song for you. He got eliminated from YouTube just the other day, and I was like, oh man, that guy does such a good work. And so I said, I wonder if I can reach out to him and tell him, hey, feeling for you, don't give up, because he let me see if I have it. He's on, I think, Odyssey, if I remember right. But he did the Speed of Science song. Do you remember that? He does great little parodies. Let me find him real quick for you. Found.
I have a feeling if I hear it, I'll know it.
I think you'll remember. He's also done like Where's Tiffany Dover? You'll Never Be a Woman. Reddit conspiracies. COVID. This is the Speed of Science song though. I'll play this and tell me if you remember this song. And he's going to be doing the Saturday music and then also doing a presentation, which will be musically inspired, I'm sure. That's fine. He did a video the other day because he got kicked off of YouTube, and it's called "Hello, Susan Wojcinski," original song. Hold on, let me find where it is. Why can't I see it now? Oh wait, I have to click on content. That's why. I don't know how to use Odyssey well enough yet. All right, here we go. Where is this one? Where is the Speed of Science? It was great when this came out, and he's got one called "See You Later, Mr. Mercator." Everything Turns to Shit is a good song.
Yeah, I gotta give a shout out to Conspiracy Music Guru. My son, my 5-year-old son, enjoys his music and enjoyed the first book I picked up from him for Christmas.
Those books are awesome. Yeah, Mavi's got some of them.
Oh, absolutely.
And this guy says that he loves Conspiracy Music Gurus. It's like one of his inspirations. So tell me if you remember this song. We'll play it here. Hello.
These are the times that try men's souls. Over the course of our nation's history, the people of America have rallied bravely whenever their rights of men have been threatened. Today, a new crisis has arisen. The massively retarded NPC Armageddon, or the mRNA, has been pushed
you can't hear it, huh, over there? Sorry, I'm still let the people hear it.
Proof transmission reduction.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed it. Yeah, I can't wait to come across it.
I'll give you one. I'll be right back with you 1 second. People are listening to it.
Do what?
I'll be right back with you 1 second.
Well, let me tell you a story of a man named Fauci on a tragic and fateful day. He put millions in his pocket and with Pfizer and Moderna filled the whole world with mRNA. Well, did that jab ever work? Oh no, it never did work. And our fate is still unlearned. What a pity Pfizer lied. We tried to fly the speed of science. It's the jab that never did work. Now all day long, Tony lied on TV stations saying science is run by me. We can't afford even 1 grandma dying. Say goodbye to your autonomy. Well, did that jab ever work? Oh no, it never did work.
Anyway, excellent job. We're really excited to have him. So he's going to be the musical guest and presenter at the next summit, which will be Solstice in June. So anyway, so he's
June
awesome.
23rd, 24th. I got to memorize.
There you go. Thank you. Your free advertisement. I appreciate that.
Now, I had to ask you a question.
Yes.
I had called in the past on a Speaker's Corner night, and you were doing a reading. You had written something, and you were reading it.
Yes.
And I was wondering what it was, where it was, if there's any access to that, what you had wrote.
There's not. It was a work in progress, and I have had some feedback on it that I need to change. So it was kind of like my creed. And again, people ran with it and made shows about it saying, Jaron wants you to follow his religion. I said, no. They said, it's my creed, just like Jeranism is my religion. Nobody's supposed to follow it. You're supposed to make your own creed. And it was just kind of like a nice moment where I was out in the garage and I started thinking to myself, like, well, a creed is really stating what you believe, right? So I said, I should just make one where I start saying what I believe. Because what it allows you to do is kind of fill in, maybe you have an area that you're like, I don't know what I believe about that. So you can start to kind of look into it. And then the things that you actually believe, to get them down on paper and make the statement that I believe these things. It's why I like debates. I don't like to be in debates, but I don't mind moderating them, because at least in debates, you don't get a lot of spitballing, right? Really what you get in a debate is people actually stating, this is what I believe. Here's the evidence why. Why I like that. I appreciate that. I want to listen to it. I want to take your evidence and weigh it out for myself. So that's why I like debates. Sure. But the same thing is true with a creed. What I'm actually doing is putting down what I believe, and this way people can attack it. So one of the things I said in the creed was something to the effect of, children should have autonomy and should be told that their body is their right, so that if anybody comes and infringes on that, they know that that's wrong, right? Well, somebody took that and ran with it and said, oh, Jaron says that these children should be able to make the decisions about their sexual gender and so I didn't say that. That wasn't at all, but I could see where somebody could hear me say children should have their own autonomy and be like, oh, Jaron's saying children have a right to make decisions that affect their future, when I don't believe that. I believe that is a parental thing, and any parent that's allowing your child to do that at such a young age is damaging them for life anyway. So,
definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, but I will come out with it again soon. Let me rewrite a couple parts of it, and then I'll kind of release it.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it triggered a light in me, and when you were reading it, I was like, man, that was pretty good.
Well, thank you. Yeah, because again, I get why people, when I go after some religion or I attack somebody's beliefs, then they'll always say, well, what do you believe? Well, what do you believe? So I'm like, okay, it is kind of fair. Okay, I should at least tell you what my opinion is, and then we can, go from there. We can argue about that if we want.
Oh, definitely.
So
yep, keep the conversation open.
Exactly.
All right, I appreciate it, man. I just figured this out on my phone, so I'm gonna keep trying to set something up for you guys.
All right, nice.
All right, appreciate it. Take
Later.
care, man.
Take it easy. Let's go with Whirlwind Music. And somebody says, how about a shout out to Epic Cash? Epic Cash is doing quite well. I forgot what they were at the time of the conference. I believe it was like $1.40 or 35 or something, and now it's up to $1.76 just in a couple days. So that's awesome. What's up, boss? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Another day.
I'm not echoing, am I?
Nope, you sound great.
Sweet.
Well, you'll have to listen to that music. Sorry, it's the last person. Didn't go there full time. But go ahead.
I just wanted to kind of talk or express my thoughts on a few things. For starters, and it's kind of relating to flat Earth and everything, man. Like, I woke up in 2017, and I still got one of those fun slave jobs. You know what I'm talking about? So
fun.
So I was thinking about so me and my wife and my daughter, we go on vacation once a year to get away from all the brainwashedness, and I do research and look up stuff on YouTube and so on and so forth before we go, and I realized something, that these videos that talk about places to go often use terminology relating to like the globe and gravity and so on and so forth. So I'm thinking about the tactics of how to wake people up and to start channels that don't even have anything to do with flat Earth or true Earth. They're just expressing the notion of like if somebody searches what are the best places to travel to, so on and so forth, and switch up the terminology from globe terms to flat Earth terms without even mentioning flat or true Earth, if you get what I'm saying. I don't know if I'm expressing myself to where you guys understand it, but
right.
It was just a thought. I was like, man, these videos got millions of views. So if you just it might trip out the algorithm too, because you know how they like to censor us. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of get that out there, because I know there's a lot of people that might want to start YouTube channels or whatever, but they just don't know where to start or whatever. So that was just a thought I thought I might express.
I think it's a good idea. We changed it to True Earth for our summit because the triggering that it does to people, it'll make them turn off right away, right? So anytime we can throw in those terms and get people to at least kind of think twice, right, rather than just go through like zombies.
Yeah. There's one more thing I guess I wanted to express to y'all, the people who are making music. I make music. I'm literally in the process of building a booth because I live off a super busy street. And it's not really professional to have a song and got a truck in the background. But to the people, okay, so let me back up. I'm not trying to take too much time up, but I love working out, man. I'm at the gym every morning, 3 a.m. and I jam out ODD TV's music and like just as I'm working out, and but I still listen to Tupac sometimes. So I'm like, how do I mix? What made Pac like the greatest, so-called greatest of all time? And that was his notion to express emotional pain throughout the verses while at the same time spitting. So I guess to the other artists out there who are making music, try to find a way to put some emotion into it. You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not trying to tell you how to make your art because that's the way you do things is the way you do things. But I started kind of like just blatant messages in my music, and then I'm working on some songs now that are about to come out.
Where can people find those?
Just my YouTube page, the Whirlwind Music. I don't. I'm still working on. I might have to reboot it, but I'll be releasing those here soon. Hopefully, I don't know when. I'm finishing up my booth, so. But it should be within like a month or so. but like I grew up in the foster care system, and from 7 years old to 18, and I have a song coming out called "Story About a Child," and it's going to go over that, but also how it relates to truth and truthers, because it's that, I guess that experience gave me the perspective of question authority, because it's a messed up life. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to talk for too
It's a messed up life, but again, would you take $10 million to give up tomorrow?
No. Oh no.
So it's pointing out to people, because I know I think the same way. Sometimes I have to remember that I wouldn't take that money. So it's obviously a fantastic existence for sure.
Absolutely.
Anything else for us?
No, that's it. I just wanted to share my thoughts. So.
All right, appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Later. We've got the one, the only Tony Coriolis. Tony,
Yo.
I like that last name though. It makes me think you're part of the family. You could make a couple phone calls and get somebody whacked if we need to do it. We'll talk off the air about that.
I've been even telling people, like, I call into a Flat Earth show as Tony Coriolis. People love it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's very good.
Hey, just a quick question. You got like something you said, I've seen all your kind of mentioned it a bunch of times, but I've never really heard what it is. What's your double USB thing?
Double USB? Explain.
Yeah, it says like $69 and you can get them both, like when you're doing all your advertisement things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What's on the two USBs?
So one USB is like all of my content. It's like over 300 videos, which includes like maybe, 15 that were either removed by YouTube or are not available anymore. So, a lot of the false banner things and stuff like that. And so a couple of those videos, some, Stephen Hawking videos that were removed, a book, a video on evolution that was removed, those kind of things. And then the other one is 2,700 ebooks, and they're just a very subject to me. You would never need to buy a book again. You're just going to have a huge plethora of ebooks to read on many different subjects.
That's exactly what I thought it was, kind of, and like perfect. And then, do you know, like kind of tailing off of that, like for downloading stuff off YouTube, what's the legality to it? Am I allowed to?
Sure.
Do I just not know how? Or
so I got very lucky a while back, and this is probably 6 years ago now, that when I started wanting to do that, Bob Nodell from Globebusters said, hey, I've got a program called All My Tube, and they have a lifetime license for like $75 or something that comes with 5 passes. So he gave me one of those passes. So it's funny, whenever I hear somebody, and occasionally it comes up, somebody will say, I can't download this from this website or something. And I'm always like, oh, I forget people even have that issue, because there's a program called All My Tube, and you just put in any URL. So from a YouTube video, from a YouTube playlist, and then you can download the MP3, you can download the video in whatever, clarity you want. So if you want a 1080, you want it 720, whatever. So it's nice. And I think to buy it, if you go to the website it's called Wondershare, I think. Let me look up Wondershare All My Tube. Wondershare All My Tube. I believe it's like only $19. Maybe it's $19 a year though. Let me see. Wondershare.
No, that's cool. Honestly, I've been wanting something like that.
And you can actually download from many different sites. So Vimeo, any kind of, it's like 10,000. It says right here, download videos from 10,000 sites quickly and easily. You can try it for free. So you can download it for free and then play with it. And then you'll see that you really want it. And it is, what is the price here? I see download for free. I don't see the price. Where's the price? You can download, you can convert, you can make it so that it plays on your phone. Where is the price though? I see try it for free. Oh, buy now. Let me just click buy now and see what it says. So it is $19 for 1 year for one PC, or $29 lifetime one PC, or 2 to 5 PCs lifetime is $72.50. So, and it's worked. I mean, like I said, Bob gave me a little code. I put it into my computer, and I've had it for going on 6 years. And every video I download from anywhere comes directly from them. So it's nice. You can
I actually just got a computer from Grandma Coriolis.
Oh, Grandma.
Yeah, and I think I'm just going to load it up and then take it up to my out-of-town place, plug it in with no internet, and then I can just play everything,
Yeah, I would look into that. Definitely. It's called All My Tube Wondershare. And like I said, download it for free, play with it. You'll like it. And then you can decide whether you want to pay $19 for a year or $29 for. But my new thing is all about lifetime licenses. If I can find that on a website. So, now I've got sleek.bio/Jeranism is lifetime. So I never have to buy another one of those again. My email sender is called SendFox. Never have to buy it again because it's a lifetime pass. What else do I have that's lifetime?
I know I used to have.
Tidycal.
I like when I went to college and everything. I got the Microsoft Office, Excel, everything like on my laptop for life because I was like, okay, good thing to have, you know.
Yeah, they don't even do that anymore, do they?
But then they like erased everything, and my computer just had to be completely, fully reset, and I don't know. I was forced
Now
to
they
lose
do
it.
because I think that the goal of most companies is to get you locked into something that you're paying every month. So Microsoft
Yeah, now
does
they
it
make you pay for Excel every month. You can't just download it. It's not just a program.
Right. They make you, you have to buy the Office 365. I think you can still find somebody selling like Office 2010 or Office 2017. I still think you can find that, but not from Microsoft.
I need to get better at that kind of stuff for sure.
What else you got for me?
So, okay, I did want to know all that stuff, how to download YouTube videos and everything. Because at one point, like March 2021, I was at a mask burning rally. And like, I was on the news and everything. It was super cool. Got up to 50,000 views on the first day. It was put out by the news here in Scottsdale, and then it just stayed right at 50,000. It was all like shitty comments, everything saying like we don't have brains, saying not to wear a mask and everything. And all the shitty comments, but it stayed at 50,000 forever. I DM'd like the news lady on Instagram and I go, hey, this thing's getting censored. She kind of just responded and said, nothing I can do. And like, okay, whatever. And then the video got taken down, but I couldn't download it since I didn't know how. I wish I had it. That's why I brought up the whole thing on downloading. You answered my question. So good intel coming from you, Jaron.
Thank you. Trying to help you out where I can. I don't make any money for that. Before somebody thinks I don't make any money from all my tube. You just.
And then also another thing. So for the summit, I got the summit and everything, and I had work. Well, it was St. Patrick's Day, and then I had work the next day. Anyways, I worked both days.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all after work. So it was all when I was going out drinking for St. Patrick's Day. I didn't really listen the whole time that first day. So I'm going to get the app and download. Now you got all the individual videos there. So
yep,
just crank through it all. But I still could not comment on anything since I don't have a, YouTube.
So there is comments on the app and on the site, and I'm not real happy with the way they look or the way that they're set up. But why don't you start a new YouTube? I think I already told you this.
No, yeah, you did.
Okay.
But is that the only way that I could talk to the question and answer stuff? That's the only way is YouTube?
No. So if you were a VIP, the question and answers were for VIP, but those people are in Zoom.
Gotcha. So
Right.
Short of VIP, YouTube's the only way.
Correct. And we didn't even really get to any. I mean, I guess Rose got into a couple questions from YouTube, but for the most part, we didn't get to many of that. Is the VIPs who came first. So if we ever ran out of questions there, we'd go to YouTube. But I don't think it happened, but maybe on two Q&As.
Gotcha. Everything that I tuned in for, it was great.
Awesome.
I think I'm going to get them all. Probably get that lifetime eventually. So if I do get the lifetime, how does it work? Do I still get to choose who gets like a cut this time?
It's going to be for they get a big cut this time. So there isn't, it would just be this time and that's it. If you're a lifetime.
Oh, if I buy it? Okay.
So whoever you pick this time is going to get a big chunk of that money. And then that's it for, you don't get to pick in the future or anything.
Gotcha.
If that makes any sense. All righty.
Cool. I just had a couple questions. So
Sweet.
we answered them all.
Thanks, bud. Take it easy.
Thanks, dude.
And I'm just going to show people this real quick, just because if you want to see how cool Wondershare is, where to go? Just want to show you how easy it is. This is the Wondershare program. Oh, you can't see it like that. Come on, Jared. How about here? Yeah. So something like this is the Wondershare program. It's just got, you can record from your screen if you want. I use Screencast-O-Matic, and then you just hit paste URL. So I go copy, let's see, I'll grab like this, copy URL, and then just hit paste URL here. And when you do that, it just starts thinking. Then it goes through, you'll see here, it's bringing up the YouTube video. It's downloading at 1080p, and it is usually very fast. Might take, again, it's downloading a whole video, so it might take a minute, but then it'll go, there you go. And you can walk away, you can do whatever you want. And then when you get back, this is going to be downloaded. That's it. So what's great here is if you've got an external drive, which most people do, and if you don't, you probably should. But if you have an external drive, you can hook this thing up in the settings to your external drive like I do, and then just download videos as you can. Because again, remember, if things get removed by YouTube and you're like, oh, I watched that video yesterday and I really wanted to, and it's gone, then it's gone. But if you've got a 1 terabyte, additional hard drive or whatever you want to call it, external hard drive, you hook it up to this, and then every video that you see that you like or that you think might eventually be gone, just come here, paste the URL, and they'll all get loaded in there in whatever format you want. You can also drop down this menu and go download MP3 instead. Now that video that I just posted, or that URL I just pasted, now it's going to give me the audio version of that. So you'll see that's much faster. Of course, you're talking audio rather than video. But again, so now in my downloaded folder, I would have both the MP3 and the regular. And in my external hard drive, I would have that. So I think it's well worth the money. Again, I don't like to pay for things. I always tried to be as cheapskate as possible. But there's some things that just make your life way easier. You never have to worry about it again. Like I'll never have to worry about downloading from any site. And you can go anywhere. Vimeo, any kind of video playing site, it'll pretty much download without question. So let's go to the next person. We've got EXP, I believe. Welcome to the show. Oopsie, let's not do that. Hold on. Let's get this off of here before my computer goes crazy. EXP, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jaron. Last time I called, my stupid Bluetooth died in the middle of my call, and I didn't even say what I was trying to say.
How dare it?
It was weird because, like, even though I turned my Bluetooth off, you guys could hear me, but I couldn't hear you. So I was like, okay, I'll see y'all later. And he was like, well, I guess he's gone. Yeah, it was pretty funny, man. So I wanted to just call in and talk about television for a minute.
Television?
I gave it up like 5 years ago when I figured out all the programming that was being done.
Smart.
Like, I really don't. I don't even enjoy it. Like, once you learn what they're doing, then you start seeing it in everything, you know. And so I wanted to tell you about. Went to my daughter's house. She's grown, you know. I got 2 grandkids.
Okay.
And they were watching a movie called "A Girl in the Shed: The Kidnapping of Abby Hernandez." In this movie, the villain that kidnapped this poor girl and kept her and made her be his 4th girlfriend and locked her in a storage shed for I don't know how long, I don't remember. But it was based in that really happened. It's based on a true story in 2013. The point of all this is the villain, the bad guy, was made out to be a truther. Normies would call it a conspiracy theorist.
Imagine that.
And he's got on a NASA Live shirt that was based in 2013. Wasn't nobody selling NASA Live shirts in 2013?
No.
So it just shows how hard they're trying to push the narrative that we're all a bunch of wackos. And, you know, I mean, in the movie, the guy's trying to talk about that day in September and all his coworkers hate him and trying to get him fired because he won't shut up about it. He's talking about flat earth, all kind of stuff, just making us all look like, you know, like a psycho. And so that's what they're programming into the stuff that the normies are watching. And that's what the normies,
that works.
that's
Actually, they've done studies and everything that whatever is said in a movie or whatever, your body doesn't even have the ability to process that it's not real and it becomes part of your reality. It's crazy what they can do with subliminal messaging, I guess what you would call it.
Yeah, it's also the if you go look at the patents for television, it's you know, interference of with electromagnetic frequencies or whatever that interfere with your brain waves that it puts off frequencies. And I don't know you, but I've been able to hear, like when you turn a TV on, a real high pitched, you know what I mean? Real high pitched frequency that comes out of them. And that's one way that they use it to control. So if you haven't ever looked at that, Jaron, you should go look into the patents of television. It's pretty wild.
I remember the craziest thing I've ever seen about television is before television came out, there's a papal bull written by the Pope that tells people it's going to come, and they're like, we'll be able to, you know, transmit images that will make people feel like they're right there in real time. And that's what they basically do, right? It's why they show you some racist moment or something on TV, because they want everybody to feel like that's happening to them. Even though it might be an isolated incident in Chicago, then you've got people protesting in Portland, you know?
Yeah, they're definitely pushing that narrative on television, though. They're trying to discredit truthers as much as possible. And my daughter, she looks right at me and goes, "It's you, Dad." I was like, "Shut up. I don't rape or kidnap and rape little kids. What the hell?" But she wasn't a little kid. She was like a teenager, but still sick, you know. And I just, anybody that's still watching TV all the time, you're being programmed. If you don't realize it, you should look into it.
Absolutely. If you're watching the news or listening to the news on the radio, that becomes your worldview, believe it or not.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, before I woke up, man, I didn't believe anything till I heard it on the news. That was my go-to if something was real or not, if it was played on the news.
It's so sad to think about when I used to work as a drugstore manager. I mean, I only had that 30 minutes a day when I drove to work to get caught up on everything. So whatever they said was my beliefs. Like, that was just it.
Right.
I mean, I didn't have a chance to like question things or anything like that.
Yeah. Also, whenever we were talking, when I Bluetooth that on me, you were talking about the, is it a billion or a trillion that's 31,000 years to count?
A trillion seconds.
Okay. So wasn't there 2-point-something trillion dollars missing from that certain building on a certain day in September, right where this thing hit?
Yes. And the people working on it happened to be in that office.
Years just to count to it. And they lost that much money twice.
Yeah.
That really opens up your perspective on it, don't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it just tells you how ridiculous that number is.
Yeah, and they lost 2-point-something. Austin was, when he was doing his activism, he cracked me up. He went there and started questioning all the people going in and out. Where's that money?
Yeah, it's weird. It's
it was great.
I don't even think we really understand billions, right? I mean, it's a hard to fathom. You know, NASA getting 27 billion a year or something. It's just we don't really fathom that number. How crazy that is.
It would feed all the homeless. It would build a house for all the homeless. You know?
Yeah, it's like
maybe not all, because we got a lot over there. I'm over in the east and in Florida in the Panhandle.
I think that they have numbers on that. What it would
near
cost.
Like you guys do with the tent cities and all that.
Oh man, you should see Oakland and San Francisco. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I've never been out there. You know, I used to want to go out west, but I don't know. I'll just stay where I'm at.
It's so sad because when I grew up, you know, the whole time up until, you know, a couple of years ago, if people ever asked where you lived and you're like, I live in California, they're like, oh man, you're so lucky. Oh man. And then now people are like, where do you live? You're like, California. They're like, oh, you're like, shut up. So now it's
not
kind
so
of changed quite a lot.
All right. Well, I don't want to take up too much time, Jaron. It's always a pleasure, brother.
Hey, thanks so much for calling. Appreciate it. Later.
All right. Bye.
All right. We will skip out of that one. Let's get over here and go back here. I don't see anybody else, which is good because we're right on time with the end of the show. We're going to keep it at 2 hours. That's great. And I might wait for one more person, but that'll be it. I'm just going to bring up. I promise next week this will be fixed where I'll be able to switch between. Yeah, that's just so weird. I think I have everything named wrong, so I get confused and I can never bring up the right. Where's the thumbnail? There. Then what do I got to turn off? Left StreamYard is off. I have no idea why that happens. Left display. There we go. I did it. Yes, I'm so good. Let's see if there's anybody who wanted to talk to me here in the Rokfin. Where's your flipping mask? 123 during Summit. Thank you, Donald Hill. So it's 123 during Summit, so it's already gone up 50 cents or something. I have not talked to the person who won. I got to reach out to them. I think I gave their email to Uncle Vigilante, but somebody won 318 Epic coins. So how much did we give away with that? Let's see if we go to Epic here. Blockchain, BTC, Epic. Let's see what it's at. Epic Cash is at $1.76, and somebody who had 318 of them here. 318 had 558.94. That is incredible. So somebody at the summit won $558.94. They could possibly have won many millions of dollars. We'll have to wait and see down the road. But again, if you're wondering why I like Epic, it's simply for the fact that it is the same number of coins as Bitcoin. So it's very easy to judge it compared to Bitcoin. And if the same amount of coins as Bitcoin, it's also faster. So it's faster to send. It's cheaper. It's cheaper to send. And it's private. So it's got faster. So it's got marks that are against Bitcoin. It's better than Bitcoin in those three areas, amongst others. So what value should it be compared to Bitcoin? Well, again, if it was $1 right now, which it was close to before, then it would be what was Bitcoin at? 27 or something? So Bitcoin it is right now at 28,344. So if Epic was $1, that means it was 1/28,000th, 344th the value of Bitcoin, which is insane because it's nowhere near. Its value should be much higher than 1/28,000th of a value. Now, even if it gets to $2, which it's not quite at yet, it's $1.70 something. But let's say it gets to $2. Even at $2, that means it's now 1/14,000th of the value of Bitcoin. It should really be, I don't know, 1/20th or something. I don't know, but nowhere near that. So it's a coin that has a chance to do something. Again, I'm not telling anybody what to do because I don't want you to come to me and do, Jaron said to buy this. I didn't say to buy shit. I said that for me, it's one of those coins I look at as a possible way out, if you will, right? Because again, when you talk about coins doing something like multiplying by 100, which is very rare, but again, even if it multiplied by 100, so let's say it's at $2 today and it multiplies by 100 and it goes up to $200, even that versus Bitcoin at 28,000, is that correct? The one coin that's faster, cheaper, and private is $200, and the coin that's not is $28,000. Doesn't really seem to make much sense. So then you say add another zero and get to $2,000. Okay, now I would say that that is a little bit more in line with where the value should be. It's worth 2,000. Bitcoin's worth 28,000. That makes sense to me. Bitcoin's been around a lot longer. It's got a lot more behind it. So again, that would make sense. But to get from $2 to 2,000 is a multiple of 1,000. And those are the ones you just don't ever hit. Those are the ones that you just don't ever be a part of because they're very rare. So that means that, put $500 in today may seem like a lot of money, but what are you going to do with $500? You're not going to go on a vacation. You're not going to buy a car. You're not going to get anything worth getting. So if you put that 500 and say, I'm doing this for my future, I'm going to just see what happens in 10 years. And let's say it does multiply by 1,000. Well, guess what? Your $500 just became 500,000. So that's where you have those kind of make or break moments. I'm not saying that will happen. How would I know? If I knew that, I'd be rich. Okay. I'm not rich, so I don't know. So I'm just saying, if you're not going to have, if you put $500 in Bitcoin, you will never have $500,000. If you put $500 in Ethereum, you will never have $500,000. It's literally impossible. Okay. It just can't possibly go up that much. Ethereum is not going to multiply its value by 1,000. Okay. It's just not going to happen. Bitcoin is not going to multiply its value by 1,000. It's not going to happen. Could Epic Cash multiply its value by 1,000? Could happen. Could happen. Especially with Max Freeman, who spoke at the summit, has some tips. Again, whether these things happen or not, I don't know. I'm not going to proclaim that I do know that it's true. But supposedly he's friends with Joseph Sanger, who's the producer of the show Trillions, which will be coming soon. And supposedly he's friends with Max, and that they've agreed that Epic Cash will be the coin that's used in that show. Well, if that happens, that's the kind of catalyst that will knock something up 100 times, maybe 1,000 times. Again, it could never happen, at which point you lose your $500 that I just mentioned. And that's something that I'm willing to do. That's something that for me and my wife, we talked and we said, it's better to be involved in some of these chances than what are we going to do with that $500, right? If you put $500 underneath your bed mattress last year, that $500 today is worth half as much as it was. Think of what the price of gas is and food and everything else. So you're losing value of dollars. Whereas if you put something in the crypto like this, again, am I saying I know for sure? I don't. I wish I did. Wish I could tell you that it was that simple. It's not. Also, there's some talk about it being used at the World Series of Poker as the coin to buy into that World Series with. If that happens, that'll catapult the price. So again, it's just I don't like to give coin recommendations or say, oh, I think this coin will go up or this coin, because I really don't know. They could do anything, and I don't know what the marketing is as far as. That's what's missing is the spread of it, right? When people know about something, it gains traction. And if people don't know about it, then what's it going to do? It's going to sit there. So for all I know, in 10 years, that the value of Epic Cash is still $1.76. But again, that would be weird considering it's faster, cheaper, private. And we're going to see with the CBDC coming and what things are happening in the world that probably privacy coins are going to become quite important to people. So that you know, because I don't think people realize this yet. I'm just talking to somebody about it this week. Crypto is going nowhere because you can't get rid of the technology. It's not, there's no way to get rid of it. Now, they can make it illegal, but they're just going to drive it underground. If you make it illegal, other countries are going to come out and say, we welcome cryptocurrency here because they want to grow innovation. They're going to take that as an excuse or a invitation to do something that the United States is not. So the United States really can't ban it because they're going to lose that competitive edge. A bunch of companies are going to leave if they can use crypto elsewhere. So anyway, that's my crypto 2 cents for the day. I think we had one. I thought we had one other person join. We did not. Let me check the chat. Is there anybody who had questions in the chat or anything before I go? And we'll see you tomorrow for the Jeranism show, 3 p.m. Pacific. Let's check the YouTubes. So we've got Arya Siddhantra Dasa says, I never recommend anything financially in my life. Epic Cash is a sure thing. We won't buy 2 pieces with Epic. Yeah, don't do that. Whatever you do. If you have no money, don't worry about it. Yeah, but if you have no money, then start thinking of ways that you're going to acquire it. Think of a way to manifest it, something you can start doing, something you can learn. I'm a big believer in like consultations for people. Find something that you're good at, whatever it is. I know Excel, spreadsheets. Okay, become really proficient at Excel and start putting your name out there as somebody who helps people with Excel. Word of mouth travels. Start a store for free, like I have at Celix.io. You can just go to my store, shop.jeranism.com, and from there you can get a free store. Just click the link at the bottom. You can accept crypto. You don't even have to accept credit cards if you don't want to. And I've heard some good things coming with Celix. I'm not really sure when this will begin. I think he said second quarter, but I think they're going to allow people to do crypto onboarding. So what that means is you'll be able to come to my store. I'll be able to list Ethereum as an item. You'll be able to go there and pay with your credit card and leave with Ethereum. That's insanity if that starts happening. And that should be coming second quarter, I believe. Make sure you put at Jeranism if you've got any questions in here for me, because you got about 2 minutes before I head out. My grandmother knows that we went to the moon because she saw it on TV. Well, that's excellent evidence. Anything I see on TV definitely is real. I don't know why. Nope. Get a crypto consultation from Hey, Uncle Vigilante. How are you? Hope you're well. I don't see anybody else. Jaren's crypto consultation changed my life forever. All right. Well, that's nice to hear. Thank you. Okay. Looks like nobody else. In the early days of Bitcoin, I heard if only 10% of the world trade was done with Bitcoin, the price would be $1 million per coin. Yeah. And you know why it never hit as high as it was supposed to? Is because all of these shit coins that have come along, they did a check. I think I've said the stat already. In 2022, there were 1.1 million new coins. At the end of 2022, there was only 30,000 of those coins remaining, meaning the rest were scams and gone. And out of those 30,000, it's suspected that 15,000 of those are scams. So really, out of 1.1 million coins in 2022, only 15,000 are actually legit. And so what happens is you've got people who've been waiting forever with Bitcoin. Let's say you had Bitcoin, you bought it when it was 30,000, it went up to 40, 50. You're just sitting around like, I want more action. And all of a sudden you start seeing these little shit coins come out and they've got a value of 0.0000001 cent. A lot of people look at that and they think, oh, if it just went to 0.0001 cent, then I would make 1,000 times on my money. So they take their money out of Bitcoin, throw it into shitcoin, and then the shitcoin is obviously a rug pull and you get had. So a lot of that's going on. But yeah, I think Epic is what Bitcoin was intended to be. And what it's missing is simply the spread, which takes people, which takes the word of mouth, which takes telling your friend about it. And that's what it's going to take to actually take off. But it's one of the better choices, one of the better chances you have at really getting a good return on something for a low price today. Again, $500 today. You can just put it away, not think about it. And if you want a consultation, I can help you with that. If not, there's lots of ways. Go to Uncle Vigilante's channel and just look under every one of his videos. He's got links to how to buy Epic, where to get it from, how does it work. You can just click those links and do it yourself. Some people like their handheld, and I'm a good hand holder, so I've been told. Is Bobby okay? Yes, I heard he's okay. He's just taking care of some things. He'll be back. Yep. Yeah, somebody talked to him. He's fine. So don't worry about that. Somebody says inflation, if no dollar, no Bitcoin. Not really sure what you mean by that. So, because anything can happen to a dollar, and it doesn't mean it has to happen to Bitcoin. Really, Bitcoin should be used to hedge inflation, although people treat it as a commodity because it's actually responding to what the market is doing, which it's not supposed to do. But again, you can't control what people do. So in light of FE, what does Bitcoin to the moon really mean? Yeah, exactly. No comment on that. You'll never go to the moon. Let's make sure people know that. Thank you, Sarah, very much. I do believe I'm the best. Thank you. Oh, sorry. That's rude. CBD equals CBDC? Why do you say that? CBD equals CBDC. CBD is in cannabis? Or what do you mean? If I hold your hand, does that mean we're dating? Sometimes. Depends. You just have to ask me, are we going steady? I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you what's going on. But I don't see anything else. Thank you very much, Mario, for that. It's very nice of you. Bobby said he had to take care of some personal stuff, so he'll be back soon. I don't see anything else here. Epic Cash fam in the house. Yeah, again, it's just something that, I would say if you have $500, if you can get that somehow, put it into it and just close your eyes. And if it goes to zero, don't blame me. It's the way things go. What are you going to do? But I just say that because this way people don't get upset. The benefits outweigh the negatives, right? So if in 20 years, Epic never did anything, you're going to look back and be like, we wasted that $500 that one time. You'll get over it. What are you going to do with it? What would you have done with it? Nothing. But if in 10 years or 20 years, you look back and Epic is all of a sudden a $20,000 coin, you're going to probably hate yourself for not putting $500 into it when it was so low. Again, Bitcoin was at one time $1 or $2 in 2012. And imagine if those people who just said, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't, like me. I was somebody who thought when I looked at Bitcoin, I said, oh, it's too clunky. The wallets are ugly. People are not going to know how to use it. People are going to lose their money. And so I just started selling my Bitcoin. And now I look at it and I'm like, wallets like Exodus wallet and things that are just beautiful and they prevent you from sending to the wrong addresses. And if I would have even had one inkling of that being the future, then I would probably have a lot more money today and maybe not even be sitting here. So, let's see what we got here. Ooh, sweet. What's your Epic Vite receive address, Jaron? I want to send you a donation. Sweet. I will give it to you. I don't have it off. I have it on my phone, don't I? I would have to. I'll get it for you. And I'll probably even start putting a little barcode on the screen. We do have those, and people can scan with their Epic Pay wallet, mobile wallet. See if there's anybody else. No questions for me. I don't see any out Jeranism, so I'm going to be heading out. Cannabis better than CBDC? Yes, greater than. Agree. If you convert your cash to CBDC, they own you. Yeah, we have to. I mean, I don't know how to get that across to people, but unfortunately, so many people are asleep. I mean, they just needed to say on the TV, put paper on your face to prevent yourself from getting sick, and everybody did it, and they went around filming you if you didn't. So the sad thing is that if they do come out with the CBDC, which they will, and they do start giving incentives like get a free cheeseburger, get a free donut at Dunkin' Donuts, or or even like we'll give you $1,500 in CBDC when you turn in 1,000 of regular money, you'll be shocked at the amount of people that do it. When you do that, the world is in big trouble. That is the ultimate to slavery, is to control what you can do with your own money, which they'll be able to do, right? They'll be able to tell you, no, you can't buy that. No, sir, you've talked bad about the government 3 times this month, and therefore you can only buy staple items, food, and gas or something. They could do whatever. And that's very scary. Very scary. So what you can do is just say no. Refuse to use the CBDC. Stand up for yourself and say, no, I'm not using that. I'm not going to allow you to have control over my money. I would rather use something like Epic Cash, Monero, Bitcoin, something else. And again, we'll see where it goes. Who knows? I think that's it. All right. You have some Purple Oracle? I got some good stuff in the garage too. We'll be getting there shortly. Although I've noticed I've been smoking earlier and earlier because now I'm doing the show earlier. It's better when it got done later. Okay, I think this is it. Sarah is geeked about her life. She loves her life, which is great. And you know what that rubs off on people? I bet you people that are friends with her and her household is just happy. I can't even imagine the goodness coming out of that house. That's what happens when you've got people who foster that feeling, Okay, what's CBDC? CBDC is the central bank digital currency. It's what is coming soon, probably sooner than we think. And they might even use World War III as a catalyst for it. World War III might start, and then they'll say, oh, we need to reset the money system. We're going to do the central bank digital currency. And it basically is all of our money onto a blockchain system. It's not crypto. Make sure you understand that. Cryptocurrency, if you look up the definition of it, is person-to-person exchange of value without the need of a third party. So when the government says, hi, we're a third party, use our cryptocurrency, laugh in their face and say, aren't you a third party? Then that's not crypto. What that is just digital money. It's the same fiat that we have today, only in digital form, which we already kind of mostly do, but we do use a lot of cash, and they want to get rid of that. When they get rid of that, then they can see every dollar you spend and where it all goes. So yes, people know. Club de Salud says central bank digital currency is the ultimate control of you, your mama, and everyone else. Yes. Sarah says 100% besides my parents, they're glitching. It's okay. I think sometimes we're meant to kind of, my parents are kind of the same way. Let my dad be my dad. He told me he didn't get a hacksaw Jim Duggan. Then my sister said, yeah, I got it. I'm like, what? So I called him. He's like, yeah, well, the Giants said you can't get into their stadium if you don't have the hacksaw. So I got it. I'm like, okay, Dad. More power to you. Jaron, you should have 50 new Epic in your wallet. Sweet. Valued at almost $100. We're breaking $2 soon. Yeah, you know, Uncle Vigilant means we gave away on this weekend $580 as of right now, and that will keep going up. Keep going up. Yes, there we go. They Live Sunglasses, says Sarah. Your energy is times 100. Guarantee she's a very happy woman. Yes, she says, for way too long, I put my love into the wrong things. It's so great to hear. I think if more of us do that, and I'll probably try something. Maybe next week we'll do that, where I'm going to try and see if we can actually show this idea in real time. Now, could people try and foil it? Yeah. So I'm not even going to claim it will work. You have to do it yourself at your house, where you know you're the only one touching the jars. You're really putting love into it. You're really putting hate into it. That's the only way you'll see it work. But I do think if enough of you at home, we'll do it next Thursday. I'll take 2 jars. We'll do it right here live on the air. I'll cut the apple in half, put a half in each of the mason jars, seal it up, and I'll put one over here on the shelf and put one over here on the shelf. And I'll just say, hey, now throughout the show, be sending your mental hate this way and your mental love that way. I'll do the same. And by the end of the show, let's see what happens. You never know. You do never know. And then maybe that'll just be a catalyst for you to start trying to manifest some stuff on your own. Again, I've heard so many people say, Jaron, thank you so much for telling me about the idea of saying everything always works out for me. It's one of those things that you're just helping the universe along. Yeah, it's weird. Everything always works out perfectly for me. Try that 5 times a day. Or try to manifest whatever you need to change in your life, that problem that you have, whatever it might be. Make a daily affirmation to say a positive statement about that every day. Like, if you're not spending enough time with your wife, I spend time with my wife every day. Say that 5-6 times in the morning when you're brushing your teeth every day, and you'll notice that it becomes part of your life. So it's pretty incredible. And you do have that question always, did I manifest that, or is it because I was actually working towards it? And it's a combination of the both. And you'll never be able to pull out which one it is, because I do believe you do need to put your actions towards it. They've done tests, and people that sat on their couch and thought about doing sit-ups actually had better muscle response than those who actually did the sit-ups. That's insanity to think about. Now, in saying that, I don't mean that you can go sit on your couch and eat donuts and that you're going to look better than somebody who goes to the gym. It's just not going to happen. But you can see where, okay, I'll start thinking about having a nicer body. I'll start thinking about having abs again, or whatever it is. And from there, if you start thinking that way and you start doing the little things, maybe when you wake up in the morning, you do 10 sit-ups. Instead of bending over at the waist all the time to pick things up, you kind of use your core more. Just those kind of things, and you will manifest what you want. That whatever it is that you want. So anyway, I don't see anybody else here. Thank you guys so much. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow for the Jeranism show. Be like Sarah, and you'll have a good life too. So I believe that's it. Much love to everybody. There was no other questions for me. What is this? Oh boy. Okay, people saying weird things in the chat. We'll just skip past that. All right, much love, guys. We will see you soon. I remind you, do your own research. When you do, you'll never again believe all the bullshit you've been taught. Till tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific. This has been Jaron and the Jeranism Show and Speaker's Corner. See you tomorrow. Peace.